Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Electrical Concepts. My name is Avigyan Roy. So in this video lecture, we'll discuss about comparison among SEPIC and Chuk converter. So in my previous two video lectures, I have discussed about the working principle of Chuk converter and SEPIC. So here we'll make a comparative study between them. Okay, so let's start. So as you can see here, these are the features. Okay, and we'll see one by one. So first, if I talk about the nature of output voltage, so both Chuk converter and SEPIC converter are step up and step down in nature. Both can perform step up and step down of output voltage. Okay, if I talk about the output voltage expression, that is also same for both Chuk converter and SEPIC, that is VO is equal to D by 1 minus D into Vs, right? Now let's come to the third point, that is polarity inversion. As we have seen in my previous two video lectures, that Chuk converter has the problem of polarity inversion at the output side, but SEPIC doesn't have this problem at the output side. Okay, so that is the advantage of SEPIC over Chuk converter and also over buck boost converter, because in buck boost converter also that polarity inversion problem is there. Okay, now let's talk about circuit complexity. Okay, so circuit complexity in terms of polarity inversion. Okay, if your polarity inversion is there, obviously complexity will be higher. Okay, why? Because if the polarity is inverse, then what will happen? Again, you need to put some additional circuitry to make it conventional. Okay, so for doing this, circuit complexity is increased, but circuit complexity from that perspective is very less in case of SEPIC, because such polarity inversion is not there. Alright, number of inductor and capacitor, yes, we all know that is 2 each, 2 inductors and 2 capacitors for both Chuk converter and SEPIC converter. Now next point is output current ripple. As we all know that Chuk converter has inductors at both input and output side. Okay, but in case of SEPIC doesn't have any inductor at the output side. So as a result, what happens is output current ripple for SEPIC becomes higher compared to Chuk converter. Okay, if I compare this with buck boost converter, then definitely buck boost converter has the highest current ripple in both input and output side due to the absence of inductors. Okay, but if I compare between Chuk and SEPIC, then Chuk has the least current ripple. Okay, so as because current ripple is less, automatically filter requirement for Chuk converter will also be less compared to SEPIC. Okay, and as a result, cost of the circuit will be less for Chuk compared to SEPIC. And if I talk about series capacitor, yes, both of them are having series capacitors. Okay, so one more thing is that for that series capacitor, the current rating of that capacitor should be very high, because here the capacitor is connected in series. In case of buck boost converter, such arrangement is not there. Okay, but here capacitor is connected in series. So for high current, or in case of high load current, the capacitor should be capable enough to handle that amount of current. Okay, so current rating should be very high for series capacitor, and as a result maybe the cost may increase. Okay, and also due to the presence of 2 inductors, 2 capacitors, this circuit, this Chuk converter or SEPIC, these are very costly compared to buck boost, because buck boost doesn't have that many components, only 1 inductor, 1 capacitor, right? So this is the overall comparison among SEPIC and Chuk converter, and also we got an idea of buck boost converter from this perspective as well. So I hope you have liked this video, and please share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.